Okay, so ready to dive into something that's probably driving a lot of our listeners crazy.
Oh, yeah, definitely, I'm sure.
It's a classic problem.
It is.
We're talking about excessive dog barking.
Yep. You know that feeling when your dog just won't stop
You're
barking?
trying to relax, maybe watch a movie,
Right.
and suddenly it sounds like you're living next to a kennel full of wolves.
Exactly. And it's like, what are they even barking at?
Right, like is it a threat? Is it the mailman? Is it just a leaf falling?
Sometimes it feels like they're barking at nothing.
First things first, I think it's important to acknowledge that almost every dog owner out there has dealt with this at some point.
Oh, 100%. It's especially tough if you're in an apartment or have close neighbors.
Totally. It's like you're constantly worried about disturbing everyone.
Right. And feeling that guilt.
But here's the thing. We're not just here to complain about barking dogs, are we?
Nope. This deep dive is all about solutions, and thankfully, there are a lot of them. We're going to give you guys some real actionable advice.
Love that. So, where do we even begin? What's the first step to understanding, I guess, the language of dog barking?
Okay, well, the first thing is to realize that, like us, dogs have different languages for different situations.
Oh, interesting.
You know that high-pitched, rapid-fire bark when someone's at the door?
Oh, yeah, like a stranger danger bark.
Exactly. That's their alert bark saying, hey, check this out.
So it's not necessarily aggression?
Not always, no. It's more like a warning signal. Now, if it's a lower-pitched, almost grumbling bark,
Okay.
that could be a sign of territoriality or even fear.
Oh, so the tone really matters.
It does. And then there's the repetitive, almost monotonous bark that's often boredom talking.
Oh, so like when they're just pacing back and forth and barking at seemingly nothing?
Exactly. They're saying, hey, I'm bored. Entertain me.
Gotcha. So recognizing those different barks is like step one, like learning the basics of dog speak.
Exact.
But okay, how do we actually get them to, tone it down?
Well, one really effective technique is teaching the quiet command.
Oh, okay, I've heard of that.
Hmm.
How does that work exactly?
So basically, you're rewarding the silence, not the barking.
So if my dog starts barking like crazy at the squirrels in the backyard, I should just ignore him.
Not quite. You have to catch him in a quiet moment. So maybe he pauses for a breath between barks.
Okay, yeah.
That's when you say quiet and immediately give him a treat.
So you're reinforcing the good behavior instead of punishing the bad. I'm starting to see how this works.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the more your dog will associate the word quiet with that positive reward.
That makes sense. But what about when they just won't stop? Like my friend's dog, he barks at literally anything that moves outside the window. Isn't that a sign of anxiety?
It could be. And that's where mental and physical stimulation come in. A tired dog is a less barky dog, and mental exercise can be just as important as the physical stuff.
Right, so we're not just talking about daily walks here.
Exactly. Think puzzle toys, scent work, where they have to sniff out treats. That's amazing for mental stimulation.
Oh, like hiding treats around the house.
Yeah, or in a puzzle toy. And even simple training sessions, teaching new tricks or commands, can tire them out mentally.
So it's like enriching their lives so they don't feel the need to bark at every little thing.
You got it. And honestly, the best part is, as you start implementing these techniques, you're not just reducing barking, you're building a deeper bond with your dog.
That's
You're
awesome.
learning to understand their needs and communicate with them on a whole new level.
So instead of being frustrated by the barking, you can start to see it as a clue to what's going on in their head. Maybe
Okay.
they're bored, maybe they're anxious, maybe they just want to play.
Exactly.
And that's pretty amazing when you think about it.
It is. So next time your dog starts barking, don't just reach for the earplugs. Take a moment to listen. What are they trying to tell you?
I love that. That's such great advice. And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
But hey, listeners, keep those questions coming. And most importantly, keep those tails wagging.
And those barks to a minimum.
Until next time.
See ya.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive. Like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.